So I stopped really fast. Um, Not too many people know about these cars, the potential, um, because they're so fucking ugly, and that's what makes them so cool. By the way, this was my first car, a white one. It's for sale, and I haven't seen one that's clean in a while. And it looks like it might be a '93, which was the last year they made it, which had a different body kit on it. It looked more sleek. I don't know though. It might be a '91, '92. It needs a little work, but the body's clean. It's solid, man. You don't see them this clean very often, and they usually have a lot of miles. About to find out. '93 Capri, stored winners, driving sensibly, 30 miles, 5-speed manual, hardtop, extra body parts, new throughout bearing clutch, rebuilt transmission. Acquired 2018 on road, June 1000, 2019. Sold as is, 3,500. Below it says 2,700, the best offer. Which the last one I bought, I paid 1,200 for it. It was my first car. I'm trying to see how many miles are on it. It's got 180,000 on it, so it's basically new. That's why it's so clean. It could have used a lot of love. The reason why I stopped too is because it's the right color, and it's got the decal, the sport, the 90s. It's total 90s decal. This is what you see on the beach in California. All the girls drove it. It's a Barbie car. It's a 1.6 liter Mazda 323 drivetrain, front wheel drive. If you can find like the 80s Mazda 323s, they came all-wheel drive. And what they did was take that drivetrain, Ford and Mazda were working together. They took that drivetrain, they made a Mercury Capri body, took the Mazda motor, turned it transversely, sideways, so it would be front-wheel drive, and then they put it in, which is it's nice 1.6 turbo. They made a non-turbo as well, automatic. But the only one that's really worth getting is the 5-speed turbo. Listen, man, these cars, they're light. They have a lot of potential for what it is. Full independent suspension, disc brakes all the way around. It's a 1.6 all aluminum motor, so it's light. It can rev up fast. Listen, I had a Fidanza flywheel mine in it. I had a short throw shifter. Listen, man, the thing had a two-step on it, blow flames out the back. This thing was fucking fast, man. I had an intercooler, cheap eBay intercooler piping on it. It had fucking a stupid-ass fucking glass pack on it because fucking I was cheap. That bitch was loud. Listen, you can hear me everywhere. It was obnoxiously stupid loud. So if you've been watching my channel, you watched a video where I told you I hit the fire hydrant. This is the car that I was in. See, it even has a blue mirror, and it has a black one on that side. Which the only thing I didn't care for in this car was the top and the handles. The handles, if you own this car, put the top up and down yourself. Don't tell your friend to push up on the thing. Do it yourself. They're cast aluminum. They're not strong. They'll snap. Your friend will not know how to do it. He'll break it every time, and they're hard to find. And when they do find them, the junkyards know that they're worth money. They want $150, $100 just for a stupid ass handle. And they're hard to find. The handles are hard to find up here. These cars, man, let me tell you, it's a chick magnet. I had 5 girls on this car, drunk as fuck, driving down the fucking Taco Bell. 1 in the passenger seat, 3 in the back, 2 in there, and 1 sitting up here. Listen, they had their own vehicles. They had nice trucks, big trucks. We all could have fit perfectly fine. I wanted to go in their truck. They wanted to ride my car. I said no. They weren't having no for the answer. I had a good night. So did Sarah. which she, I don't even want to talk about that. That was, listen, man, I turned down 2 women because of a dog. I would have had 2 women at the same time in the room, and the dog fucked it up. The dog fucked it up. Girl's dog died. Mom called. She started crying. She had to answer that goddamn phone. I'm not lying. They'll tell you. I've been in many relationships like that. It is not fun trying to take care of 2 girls at the same time. You take care of one, you gotta take care of the other one. It's fucking stupid. Why do you want 2 headaches when one's enough? I have a headache of my own. I gotta deal with her headache, carry her fucking conscious guilt, my conscious guilt, among another woman? Fuck that. I don't know why I haven't left yet. 6MG UZZ. The car is worth the money, man. I want to see under the hood. The only thing that's about the motor with this car was really, really hard was the intake system. It's really restrictive. It's really, really small because it's a 1.6 liter, and then the intercooler is plastic down here, and it leaks. It cracks all the time. It's just shit. It's not a very efficient setup, but it is in a sense. If I remember reading correctly, some of them came without intercoolers. They were just turbo hot gas going right back in the motor. I was like kind of blown away by that they actually did that. They actually did it. You gotta remember too, this is early 90s, right? 91, 92. This might be a 93. It looks like a 93. It really does. Because of the fog lights on the bottom and stuff. It'd be nice if it was a 93. It is a 93. See, it says right there, duh. It is a 93. So the 92s are more ugly. You want the 93 because they worked out most of the bugs, you know what I mean? Even though it still had problems. Like, I'd get rid of this, right? I'd get rid of the trim right here. I'd fill it in so it's nice and smooth all the way around. I'd fix this all up. Get a new top. Then I would make a thing so it'd cover the back seat. Put 2 speakers back there. Fucking make your own little, utility setup, maybe a fuel cell or something. Get rid of the fucking back. I was thinking about putting the fuel cell back there behind the seats. Get rid of the gas tank in the back. Taking the radiator, putting the back radiator in the back, set up in the back. Just like any other race car. And then, you could have the big fucking, the big space for your intercooler and all the piping and whatnot. Because this motor, the 1.6 Mazda 323 motor, this motor is really, really has a lot of potential, man. I'm telling you. It's a well-built motor. It's just, people don't know how to find parts or get parts or how to build them. I do. These things, listen, you see this car? I can do $160 in this car. You hear me? That's fucking fast for a 4-cylinder. Doing anything over 120 in a 4-cylinder and that small is fast. You can get this car to do $160, no problem. Listen, you can get that right there, do $160, no problem. And people they feel stupid. They hate you because it's a sleeper. They don't expect it. You roll up next to a Mustang and this thing and bye-bye. Put lowering springs on it, just lower it just a little bit. I ran the same tires that are on this right now, Toyo Proxys. Those are the only tires that I had good traction with, good for the street use in Detroit. When I owned the car, it was the only tire that would actually last with the way I drive, how hard I drive. Pirelli, Michelin, it didn't matter. Bridgestone, BF Goodrich, Cooper, all of them, man, it didn't matter. Toyo Proxies were the only ones that would last me. Dude, listen, man, they'd last me a whole summer. Sometimes through the winter. I had that car for a long time. I tried to kill myself in the car. This is the car where I mentioned where I closed my eyes, turned the wheel, tried to hit the house, where the car ended up on a rock, teeter-tottering, because there was a snowbank. I went up the snowbank. I didn't even know there was a rock underneath. I was trying to back it up. My car wouldn't back up. I started revving it, turned it off. Wouldn't start back up. I got out. I fucking slammed the door so hard, this window smashed. I got so mad after that, I started kicking the fender. I kicked in the whole fender. It's fucked up. Stupid shit, man. The car was teeter-totter on the rock. The rock, it hit underneath the motor, it broke the fucking oil pan. All the oil came out. The car was done. Scrapped it at the same place that I ended up working at, where I saved most of this money that I had put up from Ferris down in Southwest Detroit. They own the shredder, where I mentioned I shredded almost every single car or anything that's in metal. I pretty much sorted it for the Cleveland Cliffs, which I actually just went down to Detroit this morning. Everybody knows that the actual steel plant, the Rouge River plant, says Cliffs on it now. Cleveland Cliffs own it, which is understandable. I mean, they cut out, they own all the steel plants down in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and they bought Ferris for $750 million. That's the company that was paying me $100,000 a year to run their fucking machines that separated all the material that they were buying, which was called fluff, which were one of my acquaintances, somebody I know of, that I somewhat kind of grew up with. He has his own semi-company, and he would actually bring loads of fluff and drop them off, and I managed that place. I ran that place. I made a lot of money there. I worked more than 72 hours a week, by the way. I worked 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. It's a lot of fucking work. I had no life.